This is June Hour, or the June Hour Talk Show, and welcome once again to our 4th season. See you! Very professional, top-notch guest, and he's the country's top sports orthopedic surgeon, and he is very popular because especially among the schools, the varsity programs, and the Philippine teams and international teams, they all send them to him because he also specializes in pediatric sports medicine, and he has gone to extensive trainings. First, he graduated medicine at UGH and the University of the Philippines, and then moving on to take further subspecialty training in sports orthopedic surgery in Cincinnati, and then coming back to the country to serve and heading a lot of orthopedic clinics like the Philippine Orthopedic Association, and then the ASEAN Orthopedic Sports Center, and then being appointed also the chairman of the orthopedic department of the Gar Eufemio Medical Center. And now he has put up this wonderful peak form recovery center, which is his pioneering in this recovery center for the athletes in the country. So we're very fortunate tonight. Please welcome a very popular professional expert doctor. Please welcome Dr. Edgar Eufemio. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the June Hour Talk Show.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Doctor, you know that your father, Dr. George Eufemio, is also a very famous surgeon in the Philippines, and you were mentioning that he is your inspiration. So, among your 3 brothers, his 3 sons, you were the one who took after him.
Yes.
So, but you have gone on to further the extension that you have of him. I mean, he is your improved extension because you have so specialized into sports surgery. So tell us, doctor, what inspired you to choose sports medicine and sports orthopedics as your subspecialty line?
Well, basically, I've been an athlete most of my younger years. I actually wanted to be a professional basketball player.
Oh.
But my dad actually told me one evening, son, you're not that good a player. So maybe it's better that you just go into medicine and take care of the athletes. Which is what I actually thought of also as a fallback. And I was thinking, his line is general surgery. So he's more of a cancer specialist and things like that. That did not appeal too much to me. So we had a long discussion about whether I'm going to maybe follow his footsteps, but we both decided that maybe a field that I would be passionate about would be better in that sports medicine.
Oh, great. So, it's very difficult to get an appointment with Dr. Eufemio here because every single day he is so full from morning until night. And, all the athletes seem to want to, consult him. So, anyway, doctor, please tell us also, because usually the Filipinos are, generally small bone and smaller build compared to the Caucasians. But we do excel in certain sports, like for instance boxing. And so, like, what particular sports do you recommend for Filipinos? Because, you know, we are very fond of basketball, but we are not physiologically, for basketball. So, what do you recommend as a sports doctor?
Well, if recommending in terms of where the Filipinos can excel, I probably limit it to sports wherein there would be weight categories. That's why boxing is probably something that we can do well in, because you don't have to compete against people who are 100 pounds heavier than you, or 140. Yeah, because you have categories. You have weight categories. So things like the martial arts and things like that, boxing, all of these things, we can probably compete because it's going to be same size when you compete. There are other sports wherein you rely more on speed and agility, like soccer, wherein height is not really always the most important thing. So we can go into that. The thing is, basketball is just very popular here. We do well in the Asian scene, but we just definitely can't compete in the bigger market.
I see. What about, starting, what age range would you recommend the kids start training, heavily into sports? Because I think I noticed that in baseball, it's like the 14-year-old range for the males, and then for the females, it's softball or whatever, female sports, usually 12. Is that because physiologically, the 2-year age gap, biologically, physiologically, they're on the same plane, on the same page, when a 12-year-old female is on the same plane as a 14-year-old male? Is that one of the main reasons that's why it starts in that category?
I guess when you're dealing with pediatric athletes, your biggest concern would be if the things that they will do will affect their growth plates. So females mature earlier.
Yeah, 2 years before.
So roughly around 2 years. So maybe progression-wise, you're right, probably a 12-year-old female might be like a 14-year-old male. But if you ask when can they start, let's say, aggressive training or aggressive sports, or high-intensity sports, I would probably not even put a minimum. Anytime that they can run, they're ready to do something already. So I think it's a supervision that's important, not necessarily what age they start. If the ones handling the training of the individuals know what they're doing, they know that they can overdo it at a certain time, they should be okay. For example, in baseball, let's say the pitchers, the throwing act itself is not what causes problems. It's doing too many of it. So if you train a certain way and then you limit the number of pitches that they throw, they will be okay. So it's very important to be surrounded by people knowledgeable in how to train the individual.
I see. So you're saying, doctor, that it's really more of this, the coaches and how they would fill in the pitchers.
Yes.
So, the injury, which is my son, goes to, Gar Eufemio is a pitcher, got very injured. And don't in the beginning, because like for instance, my son had a repeat surgery because the other surgeon, sort of was negligent into finding out what's going on in the back. So they had to do a repeat. So I'm sure that in your case, there are no repeats practically.
You try not to. But no one's perfect. So
this is a low batting average.
Hopefully, yeah, pretty much. But anyone who would be saying that they've never had problems is probably not telling the truth. Everyone will probably have some problems every now and then.
But I know you're very popular, especially in the Philippine team of baseball, because I know the teammates of my son, go to him for the surgeries, and after that they still able to play. Yeah. So, talking about this, going back to this 2-year gap, age gap, do you think this is the basis why it carries on until adulthood? Ideally, the difference between a male and a female ideally is 2 years because it's rooted into the 2-year physiological and biological, makeup. So it carries on into adulthood, and because sometimes when a male and female, get attracted to each other, there's always a weird age gaps at times, and it gets exacerbated by all these false, promotions of different psychological, too much age gaps. Like for instance, a 20-year age gap would be like 1 generation apart already, and it's like a psychological disorder. It's more difficult to have a pair that is that kind vis-a-vis a pair that's just 2 years difference, right? So this is also carry on, doctor, into, for instance, in the shoes that females are recommended to wear. I understand I read somewhere that even flat shoes are not really ideal for us.
I guess the opposite of these things is that if, of course, things that I learned from my dad, if you're going to go do something, go with as much fashion as you can. We chose medicine not to make money. We choose medicine because we want to make a difference and help other people. So the general knock on sports doctors, especially those really silent or sports doctors, we just love that way. That's why there's that term, if you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So everything looks like a surgical case. If I come out with everyone, I will. Doing surgeon is not the number of cases that he can do or the number of cases that he can do well, but the number of cases you can actually treat or make better without having to do surgery. So the emphasis is a lot on preventive, a lot of doing proper conditioning, and then when you have to do surgery, proper therapy after. So that's why we came up with a place like this. Now it's called Peak Form. It's a sports recovery center. If you compare it to cars, it's like your 5,000 and 10,000 kilometer checkup place. Meaning you don't have to wait for your car to totally break down before you bring it to the shop. At certain times you have to bring it there for a tune-up, overhaul, or whatever for maintenance. So that's the same thing with an athlete's body. You don't have to wait till they totally break down. They need to do surgery or do many other things. You can actually go on a preventive thing to maintain it, and that's what a sports recovery center is all about, like a 5,000 kilometer checkup place for athletes.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Eufemio, and we hope you enjoyed our interview tonight, and please do stay with us for more interviews on the sports channel at the Journal of Doctor. Good night, and see you soon. Thank you. And resistance to the machine according to the stage of the patient after surgery.
cells does not damage the kidney, does not damage the muscles in the skin. So very similar, the shockwave moves its purposes for destroying scar tissue. Yung pinatawag nilang lamig o yung hangin when people are massages. No? So the shockwave is not related so that you will destroy the bad tissue. You will not affect the normal tissue. So this is the it's actually based on the area which is where you will have a problem. And then the kidneys are being to take the setting depending on which area that's needed. So it's a very useful thing for those conditions to get a lot of scar tissue. And eventually you will really sense the recovery compared to the conventional machines. So this is a machine that is called an intensity laser machine. It's an upgrade over the conventional gadgets and modalities that we use to produce sound and electrical stimulation. It's deeper penetrating, faster acting. So the treatment is much shorter and then the results are much better. So you notice that we're wearing goggles because it is a laser being updated on the eye because theoretically you can cause blindness. So for patient safety as well as physical therapies, this is what we do. This takes around 9 minutes. It doesn't take very long. Around 5 minutes will be enough for one treatment. Compared to using with some electrical stimulation, you might take close to 30 minutes just to have those things done. So it's much more efficient for the patients also. This is another of the machines that we have here. So a cryo machine for dietherapy. These are ways what we normally do using ice baths for the contest. You know these people when you do these ice baths, the ice is solid grease. And then as it melts, it becomes wet and then the temperature will also change from the freezing temperature to start going higher because the ice turns into water. So the cryo machine is a very different thing. It maintains the temperature at the same setting from the start to the finish, and instead of using air, it's being water, it's the air. So they show you a lot of models done. So when they work around the heat, they use the balance, and then we can let the temperature, and then they will just don't know how they're doing it. So when doing a certain way, so in this sense, and then some amount of movement. So every time you do that, that's all the therapists here are very well trained to deal with these things.
This is Juno, or the Juno on the Talk Show, and welcome once again to our 4th season. See you